We are joined today by Kevin McKelvey, co-chairperson on the Coast to the Cure NF bike ride, and NF is neurofibromatosis. Kevin, how are you?
I'm doing well today, thanks.
Great. The Coast to the Cure NF bike ride is going to be in September, but you want to get people out there, get signing up right now. But let's start right now. NF, what is neurofibromatosis?
So neurofibromatosis is a genetic disorder in the nervous system that causes tumors to grow on the nerves anywhere in the body at any time. So it's it's exposed in a number of ways. One, it can be completely latent and you never even know you have it, all the way to tumors, visual impairment, cancer, disfigurement. So there's all kinds of ranges of NF and the impact of NF, but fundamentally it's a nervous, just genetic disorder in the nervous system. And
it affects, it can be hereditary, or it can just happen in somebody whose parents didn't have the disease?
Yep. It's 50% of the cases are inherited from parents, and 50% are a result of spontaneous mutation, which is really just kind of a rogue development during prenatal time.
We're talking about neurofibromatosis, and I wish you could have come up with an easier word for that, but that's what it is.
So we use NF. NF is easier,
good.
And it's probably what people are most familiar with when they hear NF. It is neurofibromatosis, and they're kind of two main types, type 1 and type 2, that are diagnosed.
And we'll talk about those in a minute. I want to talk about the race as well in September and the details of the race. But first of all, you have a personal story here. Your son has NF.
Sure. My son was diagnosed at a very young age with NF1. And the way in which it was determined, his pediatric doctor noted a number of cafe au laits, or what looked like just normal birthmarks on his body. And he immediately said, you should go to Boston Children's, and there are other centers in New England, which is a great area.
Yeah, we're fortunate to be
for
here.
Care for NF. So he was diagnosed at the age of probably 6 months with NF1. He's been generally healthy, but we always are concerned about tumors, visual impairment. He does have a couple of fibromas, which are growths that you have to keep monitored and attention to. He's been really lucky compared to other folks who aren't so lucky and end up going through surgeries, procedures, and it's not treatable. It's manageable, but it isn't curable.
Is it something that can get progressively or will get progressively worse?
It can get progressively worse. What's interesting is that it's has more cases than muscular dystrophy and cystic fibrosis combined. It's just kind of the range of the diagnosis and the impact.
So this is a part of the race, is everything to create more awareness about the disease, right?
For sure. It's to create awareness. It's to create awareness for NF, but really to drive research funding. So 100% of our proceeds go to research for NF and a cure for NF.
So your son has NF, but he's going to have to, and you have to, and his mom have to keep a constant eye to look for signs.
Absolutely. You're always he has an annual checkup, and as I said, we always knock on wood that he's been generally impacted less than a lot of folks that we deal with in NF.
And what are some of the other signs? Seizures, blindness,
visual impairment, cancer, breast cancer in women. Blindness, just tumors, and there's a kind of visual disfigurement as well. If you see folks with kind of lumps and bumps, is what we call it, that's generally NF, and it's not it's not easy to categorize with a specific kind of symptom, but you know it when you see it.
Okay. NF, again, neurofibromatosis, and the 8th annual Coast to the Cure NF bike ride. And again, Kevin McKelvey here with us. He's the co-chairperson of the bike ride, and it's going to be in September. Give us some of the details, Kevin.
So great. Thanks. So this is the 8th annual Coast to the Cure for NF, and it's based on the North Shore in Massachusetts. So we're on Cape Ann, based out of Gloucester, Stagefort Park. So Saturday, September 8th. It's always the first Saturday after Labor Day. We have an event. It's really a charity ride is what we call it. We try to tend away from race because it infers danger, and we want this to be as safe and family friendly as possible. So we have 4 different rides that we make available from Stage Fort Park. All of the rides start there and end there for barbecue and for lunch. But we have 4 different options through the North Shore of Massachusetts. We have
Beautiful
24.
area, right? Manchester by the Sea, Beverly, Hamilton, Ipswich,
Exactly.
and
It's
Gloucester, obviously.
lovely. And it really is. As we talk to people from all over the country who say this is one of the most amazing scenic rides they've ever had. So 24, 40 mile this year is a new option, 66 miles or 100 miles.
Right.
So we get a range of literally families who do the 24 miler in an hour and a half, all the way to some serious professional
To the big guns.
cyclists who do 100 miles and they rip it. So there's a range of kind of skill and equipment, and it's a lot of fun. So
Awesome.
we generally have a couple hundred riders a year, and
Well,
we'd
hopefully
love to
more
have-
this year as well.
We'd love to have more.
Yeah, if people want to get involved, what website should they go to?
So go to www.nfnortheast.org. That'll give you information about the NF the NF team and the NF research and our mission. You can also register there as well.
Okay.
And it's very simple.
nfnortheast.org, and I know there's some sponsors you want to give a shout out
Yep.
to.
So we've been really very fortunate to have a number of sponsors who participate in our ride and sponsor our ride. Dassault Systems out of Waltham, Massachusetts, New England Biolabs out of Ipswich, Apex Construction, and we partner with Newburyport Brewery as well to be the beer provider with a barbecue as well. So we work with the big Bajo taco truck, which is one of those cool taco
Sounds
trucks
good.
in Cambridge.
You got to have something to go with that beer, right?
have something to go with that beer. So they're going to do burrito bowls, and it's good. We've really been very successful with the event, the luncheon, and the kind of celebration after the ride. And it's right on the
This is
Seacoast.
important. It's going to be a fun day. You got to
Look
end
out
it in
on
the
the
right
ocean,
way.
go for a swim. It's really, really nice.
All right, 8th Annual Coast to the Cure NF Bike Ride, and it's going to happen on September 8th in Gloucester, leaving and coming back to Stage Fort Park, and you'll be going through Manchester by the Sea, Beverly, Hamilton, Ipswich, if you so choose, depending on the length of the race. But if people want to get involved, go to nfnortheast.org. Kevin McKelvey, thanks a lot for talking to us today.
Thank you very much.